Part 2 now. The only addition to part 1 is the finished file that I just ended with in the previous tutorial. This is still that blank one from before. And alright, in part 2 we've got, of course, the movie you're watching and this starting file, just where we left off last time. And again, just when I finish this, I'll put in a file labeled finished. Okay, so let's hop right back into things. While I was just waiting for the video to render from before, the only thing I really added here was just took this symbol of the sky blue and just pasted it down here and just tinted it a little bit slightly darker, just to give us like a little gradient in the horizon. And so that is where we were. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this. Let's hop back up here, and I'm gonna get rid of this cloud that I created before. Let me just select all this. Get rid of it. Okay, I want to make a just a little tiny bush just to add some something in the background here. And I think what I want to do is eventually have that be a 20 by 20 shape. So get my little guide here. I'm gonna make that 100 by 100 then. Okay, and let's see. Let's zoom in. And where's my trusty pixel? Where is that guy? There it is, fake pixel. Hey, where you going? Okay, he's back in action. And let's just drag him over here. I'm going to zoom in just a bit more. So let's see. I can't say anything will be spectacularly different about creating a bush than creating anything else we've done so far. But you know what? I do just kind of want to guide you guys through pretty much everything I use in the game, which I'll be making use of. And heck, it's just bandwidth. Making you guys download a bit more to just watch me make little cutesy artwork. Why not? But if you feel like, hey, you know what, I've had enough of watching Justin make bushes and background objects and things like that, then you know what, you can actually go ahead and skip to part 3, because hey, by part 3 we definitely will be into the game. But you can think of this as just a little relaxing vacation, because that game, it gets pretty complex. And might I recommend some of the other drawing tutorials, because they are totally different than this. This is definitely quite a weird little thing to be doing for me. It goes against almost all of my usual training here at Cartoon Smart. Okay, so let's do this. Let's try something different. Let's go, and I'm going to duplicate this symbol. I'm going to make it a fake pixel 2. By the way, that was my hotkey for duplicate symbol. It is right there. And this time what I want to do is just make a little color change. How about that? I'm going to give this a nice little glow to the edges. It'll be kind of like that. And of course I did study up, I guess a little bit, you'd call it study up, when I was, you know, practicing for this lesson. And this is something that I guess a lot of people did, was just, they were, you know, working with what they got. They, you know, made like little kind of, I guess, double little borders, right, like this, where got a nice dark color for the edge of it, and then do a little bit of a kind of a light source coming down from the side. So, and you know what, keeping with that, let's do this. Let's create another duplicate symbol. We'll call this pixel 3. If you're going to have a you know, a brighter side to an object, let's go ahead and make a darker edge to it too, so we'll just do that on the bottom here. In fact, you know what? I'm going to make this. There we go. And it's just kind of, you know, all they could do to add depth to it, you know. Okay, cool. Alright, what I'm going to do now is, well, I'll save 1 pixel, throw that off to the side. I'm going to break this apart. So just do that again, and let's get our kind of middle color. There we go, something like that. Or let's see, how about that? That's kind of nice. Okay, and let's do this. Let's make some little flowers on it. How about that? So those will be kind of easy because all we have to do is just make a little kind of cross shape like that. And there we go. Let's see, where else can we put them? Let's do one here. It's kind of annoying to draw like this, but it's also kind of like satisfying too. Because it's just so cute. Alright, and I think what I'll do now is I want to break this one apart and just make it, let's see, a little darker green. I think that one's the only one bordering the rest of this black. So now I can break apart the rest, and then I'll just go along here and fill in these. Just wanted to make sure that those two black colors didn't collide with each other, thus making one bigger shape. You know, I'm not being too creative with these flowers, am I? Just kind of using a lot of green. Let's do this. Let's make something like that. Maybe a blue flower? No. I don't know how that will look. It could backfire on me. It could look like it's like a see-through part of the bush. Look, let's see. I'll try something like that. Okay. Oh, you know what? I should, though. There we go. Alrighty, so let's just make this into a symbol, F8. We'll do that. Call this bush. And let's see how it looks in our little world. 20%. Oh, that's nice. Look at that. And let's see how a bunch of them look. How about that? Like this. Oh, so sweet. Yeah, okay. Yeah, like little trees or something. I don't know how I feel about the colored flowers, but you know, we can always change everything later. Okay, so what should we go and do next? Let's make, well, I think we need to do a few different types of these little platform things. I kind of think what we'll need is one to maybe break apart, so if our character smashes into it, it will disappear, thus making it so that we can't stand on that platform. So let's do this. We still have this 20 by 20 shape up this way. So what we'll do is, let's get my trusty pixel back out. Nope, not that. Well, right, there it is. And we'll go make some kind of, I guess, more traditional looking bricks. And what we'll do is we'll even make the the bricks have a little bit of a highlight to them. You know what? How many? Let's see. Okay, there we go. And no, let's do that. So what I'm going to do is copy this whole thing up here, and I will just grab this part, flip that around, and then take this, put it like that, and now I'll take this whole thing and just paste that up that way. And let's see, what did I do? I'll try to squeeze in one more layer. And I have doubled up these lines a bit, so I should be able to do this. Let's see, put that all the way up there, and let's get this row. Okay, that should be good. Yeah. What I'll do is break that apart. Let's make the color be, let's see, that's probably good. Generally, I think for these the colors of just the surrounding bit of the object, it's probably actually best to go with either a black or a really dark brown like this. Although I guess with that cloud, I made it the lining of it blue, and that looked nice. Works for a cloud, I guess. It's a bit too bright orange. Let's see. Let's go like this. And where's my pixel again? You know what? I'm gonna work one layer up, and I'm just gonna lock that below. This way, when I move these guys around, they will snap to the grid instead of trying to snap to the object. And I should have thought about doing this before, but because now I'm gonna have to repeat this all through here. But I just want to make a highlight on all of these bricks, like that, like this, like that. And what'll be a nice color for this? Let's see. Maybe yellow like that. Easiest way to do this now would actually just be to go inside of this symbol and change it to be yellow like that. And yeah, I think that'll look good. Well, let's make it a little bit less yellow. Let's go make it like that. Okay, should be nice. And now when I break this apart, and what I'll do is just cut this off of here and paste it in place like so. Better make this last little one orange as well. And now if I did want this pixel to be black again, right, like that one that's in the library, there you go. Good stuff. It's not going to change anything here because this is just artwork again. Okay, so let's take our bricks. Let's make them 20%. Let's make them a symbol too. Let's call them bricks. And let's see how they look at 100%. Oh yeah, it looks nice. And these will be great for a lot of stuff. This could be build castles with this, you know. Do something like that. Any number of just crazy things. Okay, so we're definitely getting there. Let's zoom in a bit just to see how. Yeah, this is cute. This is definitely feeling authentic. And sorry, I just moved the microphone. And that's that's what we're going for here. We want this to be, seem like, hey, it's an old game. Okay, so certainly no recreation of any particular game. But let's go, and what else should we make? I think if we're going to be doing little things for this guy to walk on, how about maybe a little bit of a different kind of cloud shape, one that seems more like I guess a floating platform. So let's go and grab, where is it? This guy. Zoom in. Let's just take this shape. I'm going to flip it horizontally. I have a hotkey for that. And let's do this. Take the whole thing and just copy that. Flip it up like this. Okay, and we'll give it a little bit of some variation in here. Something like maybe that. Almost looks like a smashed up pretzel or something. Okay, so let's take all this. We'll just break it apart. And let's give it a little bit of a darker lining, hopefully, than the previous clouds. Make this white. And again, let's do kind of that same thing I did with the last cloud, where I just took some extra shapes like this. You know what? I think I need to go and do it a layer above the other stuff, so again, it doesn't snap to the objects. It snaps to the grid. Okay. And all I want to do is just give it, again, that little bit of depth. So let's see. Let's go over here. Oh, I got off the grid somehow. Better zoom in. Okay, that should be enough. Oops. Okay, select the whole thing, both layers, and let's make this into, we'll call this cloud puff. And let's go zoom back down here. We'll make this 20%. All right, cool. I think game-wise, what will go on will be these guys will be just kind of moving back and forth, floating back and forth, and then what we can do is have this guy jump up onto these things. And I feel like with them moving at a different speed than the background stuff, these background clouds, those should translate well as things you can hop onto. Of course, if we wanted to do like a string of them like that, for a guy to like run across, kind of fun and cute, that could work. All right, so we're just building up a lot of nice elements here to construct our game from. Certainly we'll probably need some bad guys too. Sorry, I'm just lost playing around with these clouds here. There we are. Yeah, something like that. Who knows? Okay, so what should we do? Let's make a kind of snake guy. How about that? Man, my logo is just no man's land. Okay, so here we are. Where is our pixel again? This guy. Oops. You know what, let me take everything that's on that layer. I just selected it and I just cut, and I'm just going to paste in place. And without, there we go. Without even seeing it, I know everything works out good. Love the paste in place hotkey. That's always a good one to familiarize yourself with, whatever that is for you on your screen. Alright, so let's get this pixel back out here into the to our little area. And I think it's time to make a snake. So I'm gonna make a little head. Actually, I think what I'll do is make two versions of this, so we can have a snake slithering across. Basically, just two poses for the snake is what I mean. And we can use those later to kind of do some cheesy animation. What I'm doing here is making, this is like the head, alright, so let's see, that would be an eye. If it wasn't already obvious. And let's see, that'll be the head. I do get to meet a lot of snakes these days. My cats are constantly bringing them in. Giant ones, too. It's so weird. Cats are just amazingly fearless. But no problem just munching down on a snake and taking him for a ride. Okay, let's see. I guess what's cool about this is the drawing-wise, it goes pretty quick. You know what? I'm gonna actually take this whole head down a bit. There we go. It's a snake, all right. Okay, so let's do this. Let's move this out of the way. Move this out of the way. And I'm just gonna, oh, whoops, didn't mean to grab that. I'm gonna take this whole part, and there we go. So I'm just gonna try to change this just enough so it feels like if I were to put these two frames, or this artwork on two different frames, and of course play them one right after the other, it would seem like this snake was slithering forward. So basically we're just going to make this hump back here go up a bit. The whole snake just kind of compresses in some. There we go. Let's see. Kind of got to keep the mass the same. You can change the shape. You can mess them up, but can't really add too much to them. Okay, I think that'll be kind of, that should work. Let's see. Well, we're gonna find out in a second. Actually, I'm gonna take this whole head shape, push it forward like that. Okay, so let's take both of these guys and we will just break them both apart. Let's fill them both in with some color. Green, green. And I'll worry about putting other color on later. Let's just skip to the part where we put both frames together. Okay, here we are. Let's do this. Let's grab, got them both selected. Now we're going to go to convert to symbol. Okay, we'll call this snake. Alright, and what I will do is leave them in place. I'm just going to double click in here. Then I'm going to take this, just going to cut it. Alright, out here on the timeline, see I've got this frame selected. I'm going to just push F6, or the other way to do it would be to insert keyframe. Okay, and now I'm going to put that everything selected there. I'm just going to delete that, and I'm going to say paste in place. Alright, so that was what I had in the clipboard. I'm just going to drag this guy back out here. You know what? Let's see if I can keep him on the grid. Okay, so now he's kind of in that place. And there we go. That's what I was going for. Sure. I could move him a little bit forward, I guess, too. Let's see. Changes the whole dynamic, doesn't it? Let's move him. Let's try playing around with him, moving him back this way. Okay, so that's thrusting him a bit forward a bit more. And what I'll do here is, well, I want to add a few more frames. Insert frame, like that. In fact, let's go ahead and add one more. So he just kind of, just going to loop like this. This is a movie clip, so it's just going to, when we publish it, it's just going to loop, just go over and over again. And I think we're ready to test him out. Let's go ahead and drag him down there. Let's make him 20%. And you know what? Let's go to test movie. Where's that at? Okay, yeah, he's kind of doing his little thing. If we were to, let's say, take him, and only him, I'm going to paste him onto this blank layer, alright? Very important if we're going to motion tween him. I already lost this. Okay, paste in place. I'm going to drag out some frames out this way. I'm going to say insert frame, so I can now kind of scrub through the timeline a bit more. And just to show you guys the full effect of this little snake guy, what I will do is put a keyframe out here. So I'm going to say insert keyframe. Alright, so the only two things on this layer right now are our snake at this position and our snake at this position. If we're going to motion tween anything, got to make sure that there's only those objects on there, nothing else. And just click anywhere in the middle here, and down here in properties, just go to motion. Okay, what you want is a nice solid line in the middle. Okay, and then everything should be kind of nice and perfect. Let's do this. Let's just test the movie now. Okay, that's cool. That works. If I wanted to slow down the animation, of course, I could just extend out the whole thing like this, like so. Yeah, there you go. Slow, cheesy kind of graphics. This thing's just looping around. The whole movie is just playing through and then just looping back. So, you know, if we wanted to preview out how these things would work, these clouds up here, what we could do is same exact thing. Oops, you know what? I accidentally put keyframes there. I didn't want to do that. Let's take this little cloud puff and we'll put him up here. And let's give him some keyframes. I'll do one keyframe there, one keyframe there. I'm just hitting F6 to hotkey those. And what I will do now is just move this, oops, like that. Oh, you can see definitely that little cloud puff looks tempting to jump on, doesn't it? So I think we are got something good going on here. We'll do a few more things like a little hill in the background, maybe some sort of water, and then I think we're just going to be ready to get right into the game. We're probably ready right now, but I know everybody likes to see as much as possible, so do those last couple elements, and then we'll be ready to begin. Okay, this will kind of annoy me if I keep having this animation up here. I'm going to just get rid of it for right now. And let's chop all this off. Okay, let's just go back to creating stuff. I did realize something I should have done. Check this out. I'm going to copy this out like so. And I think what I'll do is make another copy like this. I'm going to stretch it out. Something like that. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. Okay, so it's getting ever bigger. And then let's combine all these guys. Let's do this. I'm going to just break everything apart. Okay, and I'm just going to chop off the top there. Okay, I'm just going to bring this down. Try to line it up in a way that makes sense. Let's see. Get a little closer in. Okay. And just going to do the same exact thing up here. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Okay. Zoom in just one more time just to make sure I get this correct. Okay. That looks about lined up. And now let's just chop off this whole kind of bottom part like so. Okay, so let's see. Let's give this a shot. Just gonna trim it, and let's see. I think I'll actually trim a little bit off the top too. Okay, so now this kind of looks more like a rolling hill versus just a flat grid. So let's do this. Let's make this into a symbol. I'll call it rolling ground, I guess. Alright, now let's take this same stuff, put that right here. That should look good. Get rid of this, get rid of this. Throw this up here. Ah, much better. There we go. I knew there was something not totally correct about that. Okay. Alright, now we're rolling again. Good stuff. That's definitely looking 1,000 times better. Okay. Just going to take everything on these few first layers, just going to cut them off and then just paste them back in place again. And let's make a little hill. How about that? So we'll go over here. And get my pixels. Where do we got? I'll take this green one. And I think for this, what I'll do is I'll start with the pattern again. I just kind of do something like so. And in fact, for this, I think what I'll do is I'll just make this whole kind of square right here just full of color, and then full of the pattern, and then we'll deal with what to do next. So let's see. Take this whole thing. Okay, that looks about right. Next, I'm just going to steal this whole thing, just throw it over there, so I have a copy of it in case I need that later. And now let's do this. Let's go ahead and just take all this, break it apart. Using this layer right here, I'm just going to drag this one underneath there because I've already got a blank layer. And I will just throw some green down here. Alright. I had the stroke on. I don't actually need that. Take that off. Okay, so let's do this. Let's actually let's make this whole thing a little bit bigger. Maybe out to there. That should be about right. Just going to combine the two layers. Now I'm just going to chop this off. Actually, let's see. Okay, so this should be a pretty good repeating pattern. I think I got it about right. Let's see if I... A little bit too much on that side. Okay, cool. And you know what? Let's we'll save a copy of this in the library. Repeating pattern. Tuck that over there. Yeah. Sorry, just trying to clean things up. Let's get rid of this and okay. Now I'm just gonna make the little tiny hill. We'll figure out how to use that pattern in a second. So this little guy's just gonna kind of creep upward this way. And I'm just going to copy this entire side. So I'll just cut and paste it. Or copy paste. There we go. And let's do this. Take it over here. Make it a little bit taller. And I'm going to select everything and just break this apart and make all these pixels a little bit darker. In fact, not that dark. Well, let's see. Let's go. How about this range? Okay. Alright, let's take our little squiggly pattern here and I'm going to take this whole shape, paste it there. And let's just lock this for right now. Okay, let's see. How are we going to do this? Alright, it should be okay. I need a little bit more on the other side here, so let's grab that. Oh, I see the problem. There we go. Just trying to line this up perfectly. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, it should be close enough. Okay, let's just break everything apart, see what happens. And I'll just go over here and oops. I need to actually combine these two layers. Grab this up here, paste that down there, and now I should just be able to go like this. Get everything over here. And of course, the phone has to ring during a tutorial. Oops. Yeah, see, I didn't get this perfect, so it's that's good, I can't even find the phone, too. So I'm just going to let it keep ringing. Telemarketers. Alright, they gave up. Let's see. How come this is giving us a problem? Looks like I just need to come in here and snap this a little bit closer. No, that's not doing it. Well, let's go like that. And okay. This is probably our least perfect piece of artwork so far. But when we make it, 20% smaller, it should look fine. Let's do this though. Let's give it a little bit of a shadow on this one side. I think that'll look pretty slick. And probably the easiest way to do that will just be to grab these pixels right. Oops. Grab all these guys right here. And let's copy them. We'll paste them up this way. Alright. And let's make them a different color. Make them black. And let's get the color mixer out here. Where are you? There we go. Make them about 30%. Maybe a little darker than that. Let's go 50. Okay, so I've got all those selected. I'm just going to start putting copies of them just right on top of each other. It should work until I get out to right about there. And I feel like it just needs a little bit of this same dark color up top too. Let's go. Grab this. Okay, so there we go. Nice little hill. And what we'll do is we'll just call this hill shadow. I don't want to combine the two, this alpha artwork on top of that other one because it would just smash it apart. For example, it would do that. Wait, no, it would do this. See, so it's going to be best to just make that a symbol, and we will make this a symbol as well. Oops, nope. Select only that part. Okay, so I've only got this part selected, and we'll just call this hill. All right. And if we wanted to combine the two, we could just call this hill with shadow. Okay, so let's put this into our little world. Shrink it down 20%. Got kind of small, didn't it? Let's do this. We'll put it behind our ground plane. Anytime you see me do that, of course, I'm just using the arrange, just send to back. I have a hotkey for that. And let's try this. Let's go and give it a little bit of a color change. So we've got a lot of green on here. Maybe a blue. There we go. And what the heck, let's make one of them a little bit bigger. So we can do something like this. There we go, so it's sort of fading off a little bit in the distance. Let's go ahead and do one more over there. Make this guy, let's see, just a tad bigger. But we'll make this one fade off kind of the most. There we go. Okay, how do we end up with all this? I guess I cut and paste too much. Let's see. There we go. Get that out of there. Alright, so what do we got? We got quite a bit of little stuff here. Let's zoom in a little bit. So this is cool. So we've got a brick. I guess we could, in the game, punch through. This would be kind of just a solid ground, let's say. And what else? Got our little bushes. Got our kind of enemy guy. Got this thing that we can jump on, like a little floating cloud. And let's see. I think we've got a lot of stuff to work with. I guess what I'll probably end up doing is pausing this video for right now, and then when I come back, I'll have this just sort of set up in maybe kind of the initial stage of the game, but who knows, maybe it won't be set up at all. But anyway, we will be using this artwork, so keep it handy, and I'll be back momentarily with the stuff that will really drive you nuts.